Well, it's time now for our business update, and I'm joined in the studio by Anke Uhle. Hi, Anke.
Hi, Belle.
And we're starting with the markets today, which have, unsurprisingly, been reacting quite strongly to that news of the North Korean missile launch over Japan.
Yeah, that's right. We're seeing fresh concern from the markets on renewed tension between Washington and Pyongyang after this latest launch. U.S. stock futures and Asian shares markets both took a hit after the news. Regionally, Asian markets were almost all trading down, only Shanghai hanging on in the green a short while ago. The yen jumped to four-month highs against the dollar, dragging Tokyo's Nikkei down with it. It was down about 0.5% a short while ago. South Korea's Kospi shed as much as 1.6%, climbing to about 0.25% down a short while ago. European markets also opened in the red in response to that. Frankfurt's DAX and Paris's CAC 40 were down 0.4% each at open. Gold also hit its highest level since last November, jumping 0.9% as people are looking for more safe options to invest.
And Amazon finally closed the biggest retail deal of the year on Monday. It officially became the owner of Whole Foods in the US.
That's right. Well, the e-commerce giant didn't waste any time after the deal became official. Starting on Monday, actually just a few hours after this decision was closed, Amazon slashed whole food prices up to 40% for certain items. Fresh produce, including avocados and bananas, saw the biggest drop in prices in a big industry shakeup, as Emerald Maxwell reports.
Starting a major food fight. Hours after closing its purchase of the store often dubbed Whole Paycheck, Amazon has slashed prices by up to 43% on some of Whole Foods' best-selling products.
Prices here are pretty extreme. So yeah, I don't shop here too often, but if they slash them, I'll be here a lot more often.
They were 50 cents cheaper per avocado than what they would have been even yesterday, and that adds up. Guacamole, adds up.
Amazon said the price cuts weren't temporary and more are expected. Whole Foods products will also be made available for delivery, and Amazon Prime members will get special discounts. This aggressive approach to pricing, Amazon's hallmark, has sent shockwaves through the grocery industry, with shares slipping on both sides of the Atlantic. But the Federal Trade Commission has let the online giant off the hook, deciding not to pursue an investigation into whether the acquisition lessened competition because Amazon didn't already have a big groceries business. But some experts say competitors shouldn't be all that worried. Whole Foods customers are typically drawn there for the experience, not the bargains. So the price-cutting approach can only go so far.
It's time now to look at some other business news that's been making headlines around the world. In the latest industry response to rising demand for electric vehicles in China, automakers Renault and Nissan announced a plan to develop electric SUVs with Chinese state-owned partner Dongfeng Motor Corp. The goal is to make a vehicle based on an SUV platform shared by Renault and Nissan, with production scheduled to begin in 2019. Positive economic outlook coming from France. New figures have GDP growth at 0.5% this quarter, thanks to strong domestic demand and a net rebound in exports. The estimated annual growth rate is holding steady at 1.6%. And analysts say Hurricane Harvey could cost the United States more than $40 billion in damages. The powerful storm has been hammering Texas's coast for days, forcing many oil refineries shut and suspending almost a fifth of oil and gas production in the Gulf of Mexico. Long-term effects could include a reduced energy demand in the United States.
And now Facebook has unveiled its first training center in Latin America. It's in Brazil.
Yes, that's right. They're calling it the Hack Station, and it will open in December in the bustling city of Sao Paulo, which has a kind of blossoming tech industry. Facebook will offer free coding courses, career guidance, entrepreneur training, and digital marketing workshops, with a plan to train up to 7,400 Brazilians in its first year. Brazil's facing crippling unemployment after a deep economic crisis, with 1 in 4 young Brazilians out of work at the start of the year. Listen to Facebook's VP in Latin America on bridging the gap in the country's tech subsect.
The goal with the Hackers Training Center is to capitalize on a good training opportunity. When you think of young Brazilians entering the job market, today there's a need for training. And at the same time, the market needs people trained in IT.
That was Facebook's vice president. And finally, from you, Anke, the world's largest brewery is helping provide victims of Hurricane Harvey with relief.
Yeah, that's right. And I know what you're thinking, but no, they are not sending them beer. And Anheuser-Busch is the maker of Budweiser and Coors in the U.S., and they are canning fresh drinking water to ship to the hardest hit areas in Texas and Louisiana. More than 100,000 cans apparently have been sent. The company says they halt beer production periodically throughout the year to prepare canned water for emergencies like this one, and it's ready to go whenever the Red Cross sounds the alarm. They've previously sent cans to victims hit by Hurricane Matthew and widespread wildfires in California. Some Twitter critics, however, did suggest that drinking Coors and Bud is basically like drinking water anyway, poking fun at the low alcohol content in the fairly popular beer in the United States.
Wow, so it's not water into wine, it's beer into water.
Beer into water, yeah.
Very good. Anke Uller with the business, thank you very much.